Hello there, David Risley here from davidrisley.com with a blog evaluation for Rick Santorum. Now, I've already looked at Mitt Romney's, and now we're going to move on to Rick's site. Now, the first thing I'll make mention of is that he has an SEO problem, and he probably knows this, and for some reason I'm thinking I saw some news story about this. But let me pull up Safari here. If you search for Rick Santorum, you get some stuff, Wikipedia, his website, blah, blah, blah. And we're not going to go into, the obvious problem here, but this is it. I mean, come on now. I mean, this is on the top first page of Google. So he's got an SEO problem here, and if his campaign is paying attention to things like this, he should be trying to get that thing off the first page of Google. I mean, it's a lot of negativity when you search for his name here. But besides that, let's go to his website and take a peek at what's going on here. The first thing you notice is that it's got this slider thing, just like what Mitt Romney has, and in fact he has more of them. Now, I'm just not a big fan of these sliders. I don't think they work well for conversion purposes. I mean, they've got these call to actions here, but they're moving really fast. It lends itself to basically, ADD, and I don't think they're that good for conversion, so I think he's dropping the ball with that. Now, similar to Barack Obama's site, he's got calls to action here, but they're not as noticeable on here. So I mean, you have join the fight, which kind of the language is good in terms of it being a movement, and then you got some various calls to action here that one has to click on. But if you compare this to Barack's Obama's site, his is a lot more obvious. And the other thing that I like about the way Obama's is designed is that you've got a lot of blue, which is good for trust, but then you've got all the calls to action are red, and they stand out. When you look at this site, and you just blur your eyes a little bit and find out where does your eye actually concentrate to, you're going to probably naturally gravitate to the red because it's so bright as compared to everything else. And on Obama's site, the red is all stuff that one can actually do. That's not an accident, I'm sure. You come over to Rick's, and you have the same basic thing. It's just that these words are not as prominent. The other thing is that, I mean, the donate button is fine. That's probably fairly prominent. His name probably does not need to be in red because you want to really have the calls to action stand out a lot more prominently than they are. Other than that, you do have a little bit of a complexity problem, just as you did on on Mitt Romney's site. There's just a lot of things going on here. It's not quite as nice looking, but it gets the job done. They got the social media thing going on here, but in my opinion, that they're not utilizing it quite as well. The other thing is that there's no opt-in. They really need to be. A lot of these politicians tend to be forgetting about email marketing, and it's just not here. I would imagine if I started, here's email sign up. Let's see what happens when I click on this. Again, way too many things. Just get the email and zip code. This is too many things, and unless I was really into Rick Santorum, I probably would not sign up to this because it's just too many things. And don't put social media buttons on a sign up page. Just don't do that. Just name an email. Again, come over to Obama's site. Email, zip code, on the home page. You don't have to click anywhere to do it. And it's just so much smarter. Go back. Okay, I mean, that kind of gets across the primary point. They're not good on the calls to action here. They're thinking more news. It's almost like this site is a bit of an afterthought because they need to have a website, and they're not really working on making it convert as well as they could. They need to hire an internet marketing consultant to help them with the design of a site like this. So anyway, that's my thoughts with Rick Santorum's website.